Welcome carers from around the world to the third Feast of Knowledge and the first virtual Feast of Knowledge. So I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of First Nations people of the lands wherever any of us are today. Where I am today in Perth, those people are the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. In Sydney, Australia, which is the virtual location of our conference, those are the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I would like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and to their emerging leaders. I'm going to bring up a map which I'd like you to take a moment to have a look at. So just bear with me a sec, because I'm just fiddling with the technology here to get it working. And we should have on your screen now, you should see a map of the world. So what that is showing us where it's dark and where it's light, where the sun is rising and where the sun is going down. So have a think about where you are today. So if you are in Australia and New Zealand, what we can see is a very good morning for you. Some of you, that morning is earlier than others. And don't you love it when the screen doesn't quite do what you want? So where I am in Perth, you'll see it's a very early good morning indeed. And through to the east coast of Australia, good morning, and New Zealand, good morning. As we move across to the Americas, for most of you it's a late good afternoon, and some of you on the east coast it's even a good evening. And if we move across into Europe and to Western Asia, well, I hope you're actually not watching this live if you are looking after your health but getting some sleep at the moment, and you're watching this on live stream. And then we can come back here to the host nation today, which is Australia. So I'd like your help at this point, if I can, please. So using the chat function, I'd like you to share with us, wherever you are in the world at the moment, and tell us what it is for you. What temperature is it where you are? What city and country are you in? And what time is it? So if you're new to Zoom and webinaring, the chat function you will find at the bottom of your screen down here. So the bottom, not the screen, the bottom of the Zoom window. So if you could go into the chat function and just come online. If you want to give your name, that's welcome, but you don't need to, of course. And just tell us where you are, what city and country are you in, and what temperature are you in at the moment? What temperature is it where you are today? So some people could start doing that. That would be just terrific. That's terrific. So thank you for those who are coming online and saying some things for us. Some good mornings, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much for those people doing that. Good evening from the UK. Thank you, Marianne. And good evening from Liverpool. Great to see some people from the UK. I'm assuming that's that's Liverpool in the UK, and my full commendations to you guys for being up so late. Canada, good afternoon. Thank you very much. From Deborah. From Amelia, who I happen to know. Good morning to you, Amelia. You're up very early as well. Fantastic, everybody, for helping us out with that. So, for those of you who are new to Feast, we are a global community of carers and those who support carers. We know what it is to someone we love so much develop an eating disorder. We have known the worry, the fear, the frustration, and many of us have seen our loved ones go from terribly unwell to robustly healthy. Some of us among us are supporting long-term sufferers who are yet to reach recovery. And some of us, so sadly, have lost our beloved children and loved ones to these insidious illnesses, either through permanent estrangement or even death. This community knows the hope and the tragedy of these dangerous brain disorders. We also know the heroic power of families, parents, siblings, partners, and sufferers and recovered people. We know the power of caregiving, loving support of skilled clinicians, of applying the emerging science to improve outcomes. We are here because we have been there. While this program is brought to you by F.E.A.S.T, F.E.A.S.T is greatly appreciative for the support in making this year's program happen from the local organisations. And those organisations are Butterfly Foundations, Eating Disorders Families Australia, as you may be able to see from my shirt, it's where I am from, and Eating Disorders Association of New Zealand. To carers, all of you attending, please take a moment to congratulate yourselves. Congratulate yourselves for standing by your unwell loved one and the incredible commitment, emotion, and energy that involve being a carer. Congratulate yourselves for taking the time to be here to learn even more about the illness, the treatments that can be applied, and how to be even a more effective carer. If you are new to the caring of a loved one with an eating disorder, we are deeply sorry that you need to be here. But now that you are, we're glad that you found us and look forward to you seeing the recovery of your special person. If you've been around a while and need to be here because your journey alongside your loved one continues, we hope this is the time for your loved one and for you to find the path to recovery. Whether you are new or have a longer experience, we are proud to be able to bring you the fantastic lineup of experts in the treatment and care of someone with an eating disorder. We are extremely grateful to these presenters, firstly for the work they do for our loved ones and for the eating disorder and us as carers, and secondly, for being so generous by donating their time and knowledge in the presentations and discussions that will be occurring today. So to our wonderful presenters and clinicians and experts by experience everywhere, can I say now on behalf of carers, thank you. Thank you for your knowledge, thank you for your skill, thank you for continuing to learn and grow those skills in this area where best practice is continually evolving. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, thank you for being and staying in this area of work, and thank you for staying on this journey with our loved ones who need your treatment and us, their carers. In short, thank you for caring. Now, as MC, it's my job to run through the housekeeping of attending a conference such as this. We hope you enjoy the catering we have not provided for you. If there are any complaints, please feel free to make them to your local caterer, but please be aware that F.E.A.S.T takes no responsibility for any consequence to your personal well-being of making such a complaint. We hope you are comfortable in the seating, lighting and air conditioning we have not provided. For the sake of those who are with you, we really hope that should you need to, you find your way to the toilets wherever they are. And if it's not too soon to say this, that there is sufficient toilet paper for you when you need it. Please note the exits wherever you are in the event of an emergency. We wish you good luck and that you can access the recordings of the webinar at a later time whenever that emergency is over. So I hope you recognise that was just a bit of fun. But on a serious note, I will bring up another slide that I want to share with you on a serious note about the housekeeping. So this is about your emotional safety. We know from experience that some of you will find some of the material in the presentations here either triggering or distressing. Not all of you will, but the odd person will. And I ask all of you right now to think about what you will do to care for yourself if that should happen to you. My wife and I once left a conference because we found the material distressing in that way. So I'd like you to think about what you're going to do if that should happen. Now, some options could include switching off for a while and only returning if and when you feel ready. Now, if we're caring for a loved one with an eating disorder, we're used to having that feeling of anxiety and distress, and that might include going for a walk, having a chat with your partner. I've done this. You can go off and have a cry for a while, get that tension out and come back. You might consider contacting your local eating disorder support service helpline. In Australia, we have the Butterfly helpline. That number is on your screen now. Going to the Feast Around the Dinner Table site is another option, and expressing how you are feeling there. The website for Around the Dinner Table is on your screen now. You can talk to a friend or family member you find supportive. You can contact your local crisis care lines. You may call your doctor. You may need to attend your local emergency department. But if you feel distressed, please take some appropriate action. Just a word on the recording. So this webinar is being recorded, and the program schedule can be found at the website www.feasted.org. I'm going to repeat that, www.feast-ed.org. There you will see which part of the program is live and which is pre-recorded. The live sessions are being recorded. Your ticket price provides you access to all recordings to review at your convenience. The recording of the full event will be available for the next month by going to the FEAST website and following the registration link for this event. In another couple of months, and you'll notice I haven't been specific there about the timing, but in another couple of months, videos of the individual sessions will be available from the FEAST website.